and ready to go on to kind of our final run here. So we're just kind of gonna scroll back through our mission. We're gonna see what we have done and what we have left to do. All right, we started off with bird's eye view. So if you look here on this building, you could have simulated all three of these buildings out there on your property. Bird's eye view. This is the 90 degrees looking down. 3 buildings, and then a perimeter shot of the roof. So remind ourselves, this is a bird's eye. This is the roof inspection at perimeter. Now if you look here at this new color here, this is the property. And this is done with the orthomosaic image. So let's go down. Let's go down our list and look at those so we don't miss anything. All right, so first one here, we're asked to do a bird's eye view of this building here, which is here. And then we're asked to do a perimeter of this same color building, which is here. Okay, we got that. Then we're going to move on to this building. They're going to ask for a bird's eye and a perimeter. Here's that building. And then let's see what else they have for us to do. Okay, here we go. We have a small building inspection that wants bird's eye and perimeter. And that's your small building here, bird's eye and perimeter roof inspection. And now the last one is called property area map images. And this is going to be the map that they want as an orthomosaic. And you can see here they have nothing listed. Sometimes they're going to do that to you. So you're going to have to scroll up here and go, what in the world do they want me to do? So we're going to jump in to the pre-flight checklist and come down and say, oh wait, let's see, here it is, ortho. So the information's there, it's just not where you think it should be, and so you got to go look for it. So this is the orthomosaic. The altitude is 125 feet above the roof. Camera and gimbal angle is at 90. Front overlap at 80, side overlap at 80. And then there's some software recommendations that you use. We're going to be using the drone deploy. So that's what we're going to use. Now, I'm going to show you 2 ways to do that. Let's show you the easy way first. In drone deploy, so if we go to drone deploy and we're going to go over here to new project, we click create a project. And in this one, we can, let me come back in here and see if I can pick up that address. Not what I wanted to do, but that's okay. I can pick it up here. Didn't quite pick it up very pretty, but that's okay too. It's flexible. So you can, this is a good way to start creating your map, is to put in an indicator of where you're going and just click create project here. Boom, you got a project, you've got a name for it, you can name it whatever you want. And then we're going to jump on and hit continue. And then we're going to hit standard map. There's a lot of different things over here. Some of these are in the paid versions, but we're just going to be working with standard map. So in our standard map, it begins to pull up a map for the area. Now let's see if their KML is right. I showed you before in here where there is this download button for the KML, and that should give us a property view, and let's see what happens when we import that. So we're going to come down here to File, and we're going to go to this KML report, and we're going to hit Open. Now, you see here that the KML that they provided you doesn't cover the entire ortho that you're looking for. So we need to go back and check and find out, make sure, are they asking for just an ortho of this roof, or did they really want the whole property? And when you come back and look in here, we're going to look back in here, we're going to come down to ortho, and we see our settings. We're at 90, 80, and 80, and we're 125 feet. But if you look at the shaded area, and you match that to, where do we go? Hold on. You match that to your shot list. This is the area that you want, and you see that it says 4.71 acres, and you see the color, so you know at 4 acres they're wanting this whole piece of land. They're not just wanting the building. So with that being said, take a good look at what we're covering here, and I'm going to tell you, even though it says we're only covering to that line, I'm going to go ahead and take it all the way out to the road, because I don't want to have to go back and fly it. So in this particular KML, they messed up. You could send it back to them and ask them to redo the KML. They may not like that, and it's okay. It's better you just do it yourself. So we're going to come up here, and we're going to click this, and we're going to click delete because we don't want it. We're going to go back to standard. Okay, and then we're gonna left click. See how this will be a little bit easier doing this on the computer. I think it's a little bit easier. So I'm gonna come back. Let's go pop back over to the Z View It. See how far they have us coming down. So we're just kind of halfway between this tree and that building. So I think I always rather shoot a little bit more because you don't want to have to go back. If you give them more, matter of fact, I think I'm going to pick up. Let's see how long this flight's going to be. I think I'm going to go ahead and pick up all of that space. Perfect. Now we're going to change the altitude. We're going to change the altitude to 125. And we don't need an enhanced 3D. So we're going to pull that off, and that's going to take a few images off that we don't need. So right here you'll see where I've toggled that. You're going to come down here to advanced and click on advanced. And you're going to turn off automatic settings because they want you to adjust some settings. So now if you remember, we had front and side overlap at 80%. And you can go back and verify that here. Oops, did I lose it? It's in the pre-flight. Okay, front and side overlap is 80, gimbal's 90 at 125 feet. So let's change this to 80. Change this to 80, and we're going to change, we have gimbal set at 90, and we should be good. You notice up here where it says it's a 17-minute flight, that's going to be the bulk of your flight time. And I think you're good to go. So now with that being said, you come down to the bottom and you select the drone that you're using. In this case, I believe we're going to have you flying the Phantom 4 Pro. So just click Phantom 4 Pro Camera. All that's in good shape. You'll come up here to the top to Advanced Settings. Once you have that done, we're going to run this as if now this part here you're gonna go ahead and simulate. You can do this. You can do this as well for let's just do it for this property, since you're going to be there anyways. Let me straighten that out just a little bit, just because I like it to look pretty. Come down here to the bottom left corner where it says Test the Simulator. And once you've done that, it's going to go ahead and say that the drone is connected. And this is exactly what you'll see on your readout on your phone or tablet, whatever you're using to fly your drone with. You're going to see that just like this, and everything's working exactly the same. So we're running a simulation. So the next thing you're going to click is start the pre-flight checklist. So you want to first have your pre-flight checklist of your drone, checking your drone, right? You're going to go out there and make sure that the blades are on it, they're on it good, they're sitting level, fully charged battery, everything is what you need to do. Now we talked about batteries. I want you to look here where this one says that you're going to need 2 batteries. So this is going to require you to have a battery change in the middle of your flight. This particular flight is actually scheduled at 25 minutes. That's because we increased the coverage area just a little bit. Make sure we don't have it. Oh, we have 80% overlap. We should be good there. So this perimeter button here allows you to take pictures around the outside. When that's toggled on and off, we went from 505 images, and let's toggle that back on and see what it says. Like it didn't change at all. So no problem. Didn't save us any time to remove it. It looks like they're going to put them all in there, whichever way you do it. So we're getting ready to, actually, let's stop this simulation for a second. So trying to see if I can get it to force less images, but it's still not going to let me out of the simulation. I'll go back into the simulation, and the drone is connected, and then we're going to click Start Pre-Flight Checklist. You'll see that come up here on the side. It's going through all the permissions, what it needs. Now that it's ready to go, you'll see the green arrow, and you can hit Start Flight. All right, so your drone will, this is what you'll see on your screen. Your drone will actually go out and start the flight, and it'll start taking pictures as it goes. Now, something I want you to be very cautious of is as you're watching your battery. So up here, you're watching your battery. When your battery gets close to 20%, that alarm is going to sound. And you're going to want to pause that mission. Now, once you have paused that mission, you can return the drone back home by using this feature here. You're going to want to watch the drone, make sure that it's landing somewhere nicely. And once you put the new battery in and you start the drone back up, it's going to ask you if you want to continue your mission, or you could reset the mission. If you reset the mission, all these pictures up here that it took, it'll retake. So we're going to hit continue mission. It's going to go through its pre-flight checklist, and you're going to hit start. And now the drone is going to go back to where it left off. And it's going to fly its mission. Now we're going to go ahead and let it, so this is a little bit more obvious, we're going to let it go about halfway. So you can see it up here by the building. We're going to see it by this line here. And let's say we're ready to change the battery. We're going to hit pause. We're going to return to home. It's going to land. We're going to put a new battery in. We're going to start it up. And when it starts up, it'll pop up on the screen. Oh yeah, continue my mission. You notice here how it shows all of the pictures on the first flight, all of the pictures on the second flight, and then this is where it's going to start for the third flight. We hit continue mission, and then those go away. So you can stop. Please don't run the drone past 20% of the battery. Again, all you have to do is hit start, and that sucker will go out there and fly its mission. When it's done, it will want to return home and land, and that's no problem. Let it return home and land. Again, just remember that sometimes it can be off by a few feet, so make sure wherever you launch from, make sure you're launching that it has 25 feet radius all around it, that it has a nice safe space to land, so you don't have to worry about it landing on your car or whatever else. All right, so let's jump out of that. I will show you quickly that when you're on your phone, same thing here. You can create a new project, click new project, and you can, let's put it here over this Walmart. You can start a project here, so I'm just using my fingers. This is on my iPhone. And I'm going to hit standard. And same thing, I can go through and make all the adjustments that I need for my altitude. Okay, whatever I want to do. And once I'm done, I switch back in there, close that window, and then bam, I'm ready to go. Now on this version, it still has a simulator, so I can do simulation. And let's see if I can see it. It is underneath here. Let's see if there we go. Perfect, and the green, boom, drone is initializing. And there you go, drone starts its mission. So you can do this relatively easy on your phone. When you're doing a whole bunch of them, it's easier to do it on the laptop. All right, final thing. Final thing is a coverage check. I think we've gone over everything that we have to do. We talked about 3 bird's eye, 3 roof inspections, orthomosaic image, and then the final step is a coverage check. This is wanting you to do a coverage check on that orthomosaic image here, and you'll do that by clicking on this button that says coverage check. And when you do that, you can, and I'm not going to be able to do one here, but all you're doing is dragging and dropping images into this square. Once you've dragged those images into that square, it will end up looking, it will show you this map, and it'll have, so where all these were little camera spots, it will show you dots throughout the entire space. And the idea is you're hoping that you have coverage everywhere. So let's just say, for example, we look at, let me exit simulation. Let's say, for example, after you got it back, everything had a good picture over it, so there was dots evenly spaced all over the map, showing where the pictures were, except over that little building. So you could create a new program, a new flight that only covered the space that was missing. Okay, so you could cover a new flight that covered the space that was missing, and even if it happens to be in multiple spaces, you could fly multiple missions to make sure that those gaps are covered, that there aren't any missing space. Chances are you won't have a problem. It should have perfectly good coverage, and then you'll be ready to go. That's all you have to do at this point. Once you've done and you've approved, you have verified that you have good coverage, then you can simply once you verify that you had good coverage, so this whole map area has consistent dots without any large gaps, you're good to go. You're good to shut your equipment down, pack it up, head home, and then we'll be able to pull those images off of the drone, and eventually we'll upload those assets. And those are bringing in the assets, dropping them in the files, and then uploading them to the ZView-It. All right, that's gosh, that's a lot of stuff. I get it. in the end, what you should have practiced, hopefully, before going out and running the mission is your bird's eye view, your perimeter shot, your orthomosaic. You've played in drone deploy. You got a good idea of what you're doing, and I think you'll do great. We'll talk to you later.